And now, your host, Couch Tomato!
Motivations in the film, I thought they were horrible. This movie's called Civil War. By the way, if you notice that bleeping sound, I didn't curse, but I refuse to acknowledge this movie by that name that they put on the poster. Because only if this is a war, I think it's a little disrespectful to some of our veterans who fought in actual war.
Exactly.
Because in Captain America Civil War, this is more of a dispute, if anything.
Yeah.
But the motivations for the Sokovia Accords themselves doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, why is Thunderbolt Ross like your guy?
And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he delivers a speech. Mr. Thunderbolt Ross. And if you guys aren't familiar with Thunderbolt Ross and we're using the names, it's the guy from Betty Ross's dad from The Incredible Hulk. He gives a speech about collateral damage, which you could see in the trailer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and he's just like New York. It's funny because he omitted Harlem from New York.
Yeah, last time is Harlem in New York?
Yeah, because if you watch The Incredible Hulk, he was responsible for. If you watch that film, maybe let's give him 5 to 6 lives were lost that night, and it was because of him.
That's generous. Abomination was just tearing up that city.
Abomination was tearing up that city, and so when you talk about him delivering a speech on, you know how people need control, people need reservation, I'm like, they couldn't find anybody else. So
don't forget the university scene with the tanks and stuff.
When he talks about he bought tanks to a university, well, I'm pretty sure not every college student walked away, in one piece. Yeah, that day. So to me, the motivations for Cap, for Iron Man, and the powers that be don't make any sense in this movie. So that's an issue. So this movie is sitting on what? On Rotten Tomatoes.
92% right now.
That's a lie.
Big time overhyped. Like it's like I'm done as far as like the internet and like.
So don't blame this on the audience.
We'll blame this on the movie bloggers, basically the critics.
They get paid for this crap. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, to me, I don't understand how you put this movie at a 92 when it's clearly a 76, 80, 85, which is still good.
Good, exactly. That's still better than majority of the stuff that's coming out.
The problem is it has the exact same flaws people were complaining about Batman v Superman. Mm-hmm. So for you to just bash that movie, put it at 26%, and then this movie gets 92%, and you just ignore the flaws, you're either, man, it's like, the thing is, people get it twisted, right? I saw the flaws in Batman v Superman. The problem is, I realized, okay, you know what? Zack Snyder's your guy.
Yeah.
You're going to have flaws. And also, you're just building your universe. You're going to be going through some of those growing pains that Marvel was going through at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I went into the theaters with different expectations. Marvel, I cannot give them that excuse.
Yeah, this is their 13th
film.
Yeah.
That's like preteen years, you know, like, so it's like the toughest part when in these universes is building up your characters. You don't have to do character development too much in later films because you already spent time doing that in phase 1.
Exactly.
So I'm coming in here to give me a new angle. Not necessarily, I'm not looking for character development, but at least stay consistent with what you've built so far. Yeah. Russo brothers went totally left. Problem, Captain America is doing things Captain America doesn't do. Iron Man was doing things that Iron Man doesn't do that. Yeah. What are you talking about? It's like, no, I can't give them a pass. And for this to be at a 92%, it means people gave them a pass. And it's like, man, these action scenes are a step back from The Winter Soldier. The dialogue is a step back from everything Joss Whedon did. I don't care how you feel about Age of Ultron. The script is trash.
Yeah.
Like if it's not for the characters, I love these guys. Tony Stark is my favorite character. I support the guy blindly. Like I have Iron Man 3 and Iron Man 2 way higher on the totem pole than it should be, only because, my bromance with Tony. Mm-hmm. So it's like, if you take those elements out of it and I pull myself out of it, right? It's like no, like the only reason this movie's good is because these characters are so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But anybody else, if you slap DC's name on this movie's whack. So the thing is, when I mention reviewers, I don't think these reviewers are on payroll because people are talking about.
It's not that. It's not. There's not a conspiracy theory. Marvel and Disney don't run, all these, reviewers. But at the same time, like when you're in that culture, like, you know what I'm saying? You're working with these people. You're at the same event. After a while, it becomes like a group thinking, group mentality. And so it's like, it's going to affect how you review certain films.
I think so. And they're either scared to give their real opinion because, I don't know, because of YouTube comments or something.
Yeah.
Or they're drinking the Kool-Aid. And I love Kool-Aid. I don't really want to be stereotypical, but this time, I'm not about to drink it. This film is clickbait.
Yeah.
And we get pissed when Batman v Superman does something like calls it Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. Everybody was pissed at the title because it's like, ain't no Batman v Superman, ain't no V's in there.
Yeah.
Take them V's out.
Yeah.
But this time, you talking about Civil War?
Where's the war? Where is it?
Nah, like if the word isn't coming from somebody I trust, I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes says. I don't care what IMDb says. I never did. These critics, oh my God, I'm putting them on mute.
Yeah.
Some people said this is the best action they've seen in the movie. That's a freaking lie.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
When you shaking the camera like that and Black Widow's supposed to be one of your best hand-to-hand combat players, I'm like, what? No. Some people said this is the best comic book movie ever. That's a freaking lie.
It's not even the best in its own, like, you know what I'm saying? In its own company. It's not even the best Marvel movie.
Bro, like when you start ranking these, I'm not going to rank them. At the end of the day, because I'll be a hypocrite when I say make your own opinion. Like, but all of this stuff, if you think this movie is great, you're lying to yourself.
You are.
You're lying to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, this movie has flaws and I got to hold Marvel accountable. Like, honestly, this thing is, I'm going to get this Blu-ray. I'm going to do this video because I already know what 24 Reasons I'm comparing it to. Mm-hmm. And I'm giving this thing free away to a fan. Ain't no contest. The first fan that asked me for it, you can have it. Because this movie has some serious issues. And look at it as a Captain America film. And he's your fourth best character in this movie.
This is not a Captain America movie.
I bet you Tony Stark would never let a person shine on him like that in his own movie. So it's like, all of this is they keep switching out directors. So when you're a director, you have to add your new spin to it. Don't take credit for the characters because the characters, Jon Favreau set that up. Joss Whedon set that up. Phase 1. I'm missing a couple of directors phase 1, but they set that up. Don't take credit for that. Yeah. So when you walk away from this movie, take away the characters and let me start slapping the names of people you hate, like Superman. Put Batman in there. People you hated on this year. You're gonna say this movie's trash, but when you put this movie at a 92 film percent, and I'm looking at his peer group, that's unfair.
Like it's.
So that's the thing. Like, nah, Rotten Tomatoes. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Or any of them sites that's claiming this is something that's close to 100% is BS. And you it's not even the fact that it's a 92%. It's the disparity between this film and Batman v Superman. And it's like, to me, both of these movies is
flawed.
You put them both at 76s, 68s, or 56s. Yeah. But one is at a 20 something and one is at a 92. I'm like, how did it get there? It cheated on the test. But it's whatever.
You like tomato?
And you like tomato?
Potato?